Hello, everybody. Happy Monday and welcome to Therapy Dog Talk. My name is Sherry and my dog's name is Sunny, and we are training to be an animal assisted counseling team. I am so excited to have a new team here with us this week. Well, not new, but new to the podcast as usual. And I will get here in her so we can hear a little bit more about their story. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good.
Would you like to introduce us to yourself and to your pup?
My name is Tanya Diable, and I am fur mom to Boone.
Tanya, how did you first find out about therapy dogs?
Believe it or not, I knew nothing about therapy dogs until Boone came into my life. I knew that they existed, but I didn't know really anything about therapy dogs.
Okay.
When we got Boone, Boone actually came as a rescue, and we actually were fostering him, and we picked him up about 6 hours away from us, and I knew immediately he was the calmest dog I've ever known in my entire life. It was insane. He just literally laid in my arm and he just laid for 6 hours, and he didn't bark, didn't yipe, didn't moan, didn't grumble, didn't complain, didn't try to nip at anything. And I knew, I'm like, he's got to be a therapy dog. And so I knew that we were going to keep him. He had to have some surgery to put himself back together. But other than that, I knew right away we were going to be into some therapy training.
That's really great. And how long have you been a therapy dog team together?
It was March of 2020. That's when it was. We started about then. We've been going to different places. We go to a lot of children's schools, and we go to the airport. He is a pit paw at the airport.
Oh, that's really great. Yeah, I noticed that you seem to do a variety of things with him on his Instagram.
Yes. Yes, and he enjoys it.
Does he have a venue or population that he likes working with the best?
He does enjoy the children. He really does love going into school. There's a local school that we go into multiple times a month, and he's been sort of adopted by this classroom, and it's really sweet. And he has his own desk. It's so cute. But he enjoys the kids. He enjoys getting on the floor with them, and he helps them with their homework and their class assignments and stuff. It's enjoying seeing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for those who don't know, Boone has a wheelchair, yeah?
Yes. He had his previous owner severed his back legs at 5 months, and he has a wheelchair that he uses when he's out in public.
Has that impacted your therapy volunteer opportunities at all, or how do the kids react to that?
It has totally opened up different avenues for us. We do a lot of special needs children classes and stuff like that. And it's interesting to see how kids relate to them in a different manner than the regular therapy dog. They do ask a lot more questions. And it's interesting to see how he's on a lot of their level because he's not so tall. He's a short little guy, and he's not a real feisty, bouncy dog. So to see them interact with him and being so calm, it's really a joy to see.
Yeah, I bet. And then you're also an ambassador for Joey's Paw?
He is. We have a nonprofit called Joey's Paw. We provide wheelchairs and prosthetics for dogs. And he is the face of Joey's Paw. He will go out in public and represent Joey's Paw when we're out and about. And he does represent Joey's Paw very, very well because he is the wheelchair aspect of it. And then Joey, who our other dog Joey is, who we started the nonprofit for, has the prosthetic aspect. And it's interesting to see there's more and more people in Pittsburgh that have dogs in wheelchairs, and it's really awesome to see.
That's really great. So I knew he was an ambassador for Joey's Paw. I didn't realize that you're the one that founded Joey's Paw.
Yeah. Yes, and as of last week, we helped 1,125 dogs since conception of Joey's Paw.
Wow, that's really awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So did Joey inspire you to start this work?
Yes, we adopted him in New York, and I knew when we were driving home, we didn't even make it out of the Holland Tunnel. And I said, I knew we had to do something to make what happened to Joey right. I mean, obviously we couldn't give him his legs back, but we had to do something to be able to get more dogs like Joey adopted. And so that's when we started Joey's Paw, because I knew that the cost of a wheelchair or a prosthetic for most people, it's a little outside their budget, which would hesitate them on adopting a dog like that. So that's why we started.
That's really great. I love that. Thank you for doing that for so many dogs. It's great to see how Joey and you have been able to help so many others.
And it's amazing to see them run and walk with both their prosthetics and their wheelchairs.
Yeah, it gave them the ability to really live full dog lives again.
Absolutely, 110%.
That's awesome. What surprised you the most in your training journey to Therapy Dog with Boone?
It's really interesting. In the process of getting him to become a therapy dog, it's interesting because, I mean, obviously Boone doesn't have the typical training sessions that the typical therapy dog does. And it's interesting to see how they've adapted the testing and all that stuff for dogs like this.
Yeah.
It's interesting. And it's been so rewarding to have a dog that is special needs and a therapy dog. It's amazingly rewarding. It's just shocking how much they give back more than we give.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
What were some of the things that they had to adapt in testing for him?
Well, obviously he can't sit.
Sure.
So he couldn't sit and he couldn't get up whenever they wanted him to come up. Certain things like that, which they had to adapt, obviously. So, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. What do you enjoy the most about being a therapy dog team?
I believe that the best things that we get from it is the joy when you see their eyes, whether it's a child or an adult, and you see them brighten up when they're having a really, really bad day. I mean, children and adults alike, you know, they all have their days. And like when we go into schools, there's a couple of children that you can see when they see Boone and their eyes get the size of saucers and they start almost squealing, and it's so exciting, and they're like, Boone's here, and it really is, it's amazing. And then whenever you go into the airport, especially, you see the stress of passenger, and you see them like trying to get from one place to another, and then they see Boone or any of the therapy dogs, and they stop and they're like, oh, this totally made my day. I needed to see this. And that truly is, it's amazing. And then whenever you have the people that are actually afraid of dogs and they stop and they pet Boone, it's shocking. It really is. It's amazing how many people actually will stop and pet him because he doesn't jump and he doesn't do any of that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's really interesting that he's able to be that bridge to dogs for them by them seeing that he's not going to jump up on them and things like that.
Exactly. And usually I turn, when we encounter a child or an adult that is afraid of Boone, I'll end up turning him around so they pet his butt and not his face. And so, and then they can work their way up if they choose to do so.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And he's okay with them petting his butt, even getting his history?
Absolutely. It's amazing. When we go down to the Children's Home and Mary Lemieux Foundation, there's a lot of children that we end up starting with their butt towards them. And then so they come over and they touch their butt. Literally will come up and go boop and leave. And that's okay. And that's what we do. It's enjoyable.
What do you think his favorite part about volunteering is?
I think when he goes through TSA at the airport and they have to like pet him down 100%. Favorite. Everybody else hates TSA, but he loves it.
That's so funny. TSA, some of them really love dogs. I noticed that when I took Sunny for her first flight. They were like, it's the first time I've ever seen them just totally melt down.
Yes. And it's amazing. You see these big rugged guys and they're like, Boone's here.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
One of them was like referring to herself as Auntie to Sunny. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, this is such a different TSA experience.
It's amazing. And it's enjoyable because they need it. You figure how much stress they go through on a daily basis. Yeah, so it's enjoyable.
Yeah, a lot of people come into TSA either nervous or already ready to start a fight. So.
Exactly, yes. Boone is the one passenger that will not start a fight with it.
I love that. They probably look forward to him coming through.
They enjoy all the dogs. In Pittsburgh, they enjoy all the dogs coming through. We have a really good group, and I'm really proud of them, and they really enjoy all of them, actually. So
someone commented and said Pitt TSA always takes photos with their dogs.
Yes, they do. 100%.
That's awesome. Tanya, do you have any advice for someone who's interested in becoming a therapy dog team?
My biggest advice would be know your dog. That's truly my biggest thing, because there are dogs, like Boone is not good in a nursing home. I mean, he'd be okay, but that's not his thing.
Yeah.
He loves to be with children or the community or something like that. That's with groups. He enjoys that immensely. I would truly just say know your dog. Know what they like, know what they don't like, know their limitations, because you don't want to bore your dog. I don't think you want to bore them. And they want to get as much pleasure out of doing the volunteer as you do.
Yeah, I know that's something that we talk a lot about in training for therapy dog work, is the animal welfare aspect of it and making sure that you're not using your animal, but that they're enjoying the work.
Correct. Yes, 100%.
Well, Tanya, while you're here, is there anything else that you'd like to share about either therapy dog work or Joey's Paw or anything else regarding Boone?
I would truly encourage people to, if they can, to become therapy dog team, because it's an amazing and rewarding event for you to do on a continuous basis. And you get to make some great friends, both dog related and human. And I would definitely encourage people to do it. Most definitely.
Awesome. And if someone wants to help out supporting dogs with prosthetics or wheelchairs through Joey's Paw, how would they go about doing that?
They can go to our website, www.joeyspaw.org. And all the information's there. Absolutely.
Awesome. All right. And if they want to follow along on Boone's journey, he's a miracle named Boone.
Yes. Perfect.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tanya.
Thank
I
you.
hope that you heal quickly, and
Thank
that
you so much.
you and Boone have a great day. Thank you.
You too. Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Bye.